What is up guys, and welcome to another video. Today we are talking about the new target races that have been added to Red Dead Online. So far I've played quite a few different races of this already within like the past 24 hours. I've won myself a couple, and if you know from yesterday's video, I'm actually a massive fan of races. The only reason I don't go in races as much as what I used to is because my value for money is better used elsewhere. If you missed yesterday's video, I'll leave a link in the description down below. We go through everything to do with this week's update. But if just a quick overview, if you do not know what target races are, with target races, how they're slightly different to normal races. Normal races are you go through checkpoints at each different point and then you just follow the course round. Target races are slightly different. The checkpoints are now targets which you have to shoot with a bow and arrow or another weapon. Every player in the game is given a bow and arrow with unlimited ammo, so you can keep on firing it at other players as well as the targets. On the way around the track, you still have pickups from stamina all the way to different types of weapons around the track. Obviously, a bow and arrow is no longer part of that weapon pickup, but you still have shotguns, pistols, all of that stuff is still part of the pickups as you're going around the track. Like I said in yesterday's video, I am actually a massive fan of races on Red Dead Online, and when I first heard about target races and they explained it briefly, I was actually getting really excited for this update. The races just sounded so like there was so much more going on in these races, and I felt like this is what was needed for Red Dead Online races, because the races are fairly stale, they're kind of boring, but it's this sort of relaxation theme that you have going on, and I kind of didn't mind it. I kind of enjoyed the relaxation side of Red Dead Online to do with fishing, to do with races. It didn't take much effort to go and complete a race, and it's the same with these ones still. Like, there really isn't too much changing the racing format of things. You still have to go point to point, shooting different targets, and it doesn't really make too much of a difference. It does become a bit intense on the final, just the ending, the final couple of checkpoints when you're riding down the straight and then you have to go and shoot the targets as well as you're trying to shoot other opponents. If you have a group of you there, it is great. If you are by yourself or you're nowhere near the top 3, it is just extremely boring with these races. I really hoped a lot more will be going on in these races when they were first talked about. Unfortunately, that is not the case. Will I still be going through these races? Probably as an entertainment value, because they are okay. They're not extremely boring, they're not extremely fun. Spoils of War is still by far my favorite game mode in Red Dead Online at the minute. It's one of those where there's so much going on. You can play the game by the objective, by trying to get your opponent's loot and then bringing it back to your base, or you can just go off on a killing rampage of just going all the way to your opponent's base, just kill as many people there and then just die out in a gun blaze of glory, or you can sit back and just camp your own base and then just kill anyone that comes anywhere near it. There's so many different ways to go and play Spoils of War, whereas races, just like most races, there's only one way to play it, checkpoint to checkpoint, or maybe you can, like, whilst going checkpoint to checkpoint, you have a choice whether or not you're gonna just keep it passive, or you can try and be aggressive and kill other players. But realistically, no one really does it. I think I'm like the only person that goes around trying to kill other people. I think so far out of all the races that I've done, I think only one person has shot and killed my horse. The other time, I think I accidentally brushed up against someone the wrong way and then I ended up just flipping out and my horse just completely spazzed out and it knocked me off my horse, but I don't think my opponent did anything. And then the only other time I think there was a kill was me, and this was actually a good point. The only good thing that I've had from these races so far, as in a really high intense moment, was we were going down the final straight in Tumbleweed, in a Tumbleweed race of target races. We were going down the straight, there was 3 of us grouped together, we're shooting the targets, we're trying to shoot each other, we're shooting the targets, and then on the final one, on the final checkpoint, I managed to shoot the person that was first at this exact same time in which he shot the person that was second, and then I just ran through, got that final checkpoint and won the race. For me, that was the most entertaining part of all the races that I've done, but I've played about 6 or 7 races. That was the only race that I think I recorded myself winning, and from that we got 4 gold nuggets and only $20. The dollars are pretty good, but only 4 gold nuggets. Why can't they be just like Showdown series where you get 8 gold nuggets every time? So for me, probably I may go back to this in the future when I feel like I'm bored and there's nothing ready to do, but I'm sitting on a load of money. But as I feel like I need to go and get money on Red Dead Online, I'm probably just gonna go and play Spoils of War or something similar to that. Anyway, that's all that has to be said for Red Dead Online with the new target races. Me, personally, I really expected a lot more, and I think probably because of that hype for me to get target races to be so much better than what they currently are, I think that sort of ruined it a bit more. I think the expectation just put it way up there in my head, and in the end it did not live up to that. Do I think this is a game mode that can live on? I think that it can be improved. There is one race right now, I think you have to go into the snow, up the mountains. It's absolutely horrible trying to travel in snow with your horse. It is so slow. The race is just so boring to go through. It actually feels extremely tedious. I think the race lasts like 3 or 4 minutes and there's only 14 checkpoints. It just takes so long to travel through snow, to shoot all the targets, to shoot all the other people. That just becomes tedious. The tumbleweed one is actually a very good race. I actually like that. That's 2 laps. And like I said, once you go down that straight, if you are in a group of like 2, 3, maybe 4 people or even more, it actually becomes very fun when you're trying to race for that finish line. But if you're not in that top 4, honestly, it makes no difference. It's actually kind of boring and the race just ends, it just dies from that point on. Money-wise, money was the thing that I really hoped would change for races. Unfortunately, that's not going to change because races takes so much less time than what a showdown series would, but that still means that after every race you are only going to get a max of 4 gold nuggets and probably $20, whereas I think Gun Rush, Showdown Series, I think you can get a bit more for getting in first, second, third, anywhere around there, mainly because the games last 7-8 minutes, whereas races last 3 or 4 minutes. But I just wish that races offered a bit more. And in terms of stuff to do for coming first, or stuff to receive for coming first, but it doesn't seem like that's ever going to be a thing in Red Dead Online. Obviously, as an Xbox player, I haven't had the chance to do an open target race as of right yet. Hopefully, we'll be able to go and get them soon. But until then, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But for now, I'm going. So see ya.